government really is this government really serious? But the devil is in the details. That's what we will say in our professional balance. The devil is in the details. So all these terms that they keep using, short-term gain, long-term gain, short-term pain, long-term gain, we are yet to see it. But hopefully this year we are bullish about our expectation this year that things will go better. Because that's why, like I said earlier, there's no point being pessimistic in the in economic outlook. You can just be positive, but most times it depends on how you manage your business. So let's move to the next thing. So factors that may lead the drive for a sustainable future. First of all, our GDP growth is very much important. Like this, we must boost output and build momentum. What you're experiencing recently, like I said earlier, is because of the policy of the government. But from what we experienced towards the tail end of this, we realize that there have been a lot of stability in the economy. Take for example, before you know it, the naira exchange rate keeps skyrocketing. You're not sure of the next minute that you want to, what the rate will be. It was just going up, and it was really putting a lot of pressure on the income of household income, put pressure on the the profit of the businesses and every other thing. And we all know ourselves in this country that we like spending ourselves. So even if the price is not up to what it is for, people will quickly take advantage and the price will go up. But that's what it takes to run an economy. So, but what we realize that there has been a stability in the exchange markets. At least we know it is between 1,005, 1,006, and all those things. Before I go, please, can anybody hear me, please? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, sir. So, also, inflation price pressure has really been tamed, because if you look at it, between 2024 November 2024 and 2025, the inflation. If you look at the inflation figures here, we had the inflation returned 34.4, but as at November 2024 was 33.7. But if you look at it has been decelerating month in, month out, from actually from October. The level of though it's increased in the real term, but in the steep increment, it has been able to reduce. So we are really bullish about our expectation that with the increase with the by new players that are coming in the refining sector, it is expected that the competition that is coming, that is being witnessed in the refining petroleum refining sector between NNPC and Dangote refinery, I think price will still go down. I was even surprised when I saw them marketing Nigeria fuel on Twitter. It shows that's the level we are going to, and these are unprecedented things that are coming into the Nigerian petroleum sector. So we expect prices to go down. Also, the output. We're expecting the output to go up, because security is really being tamed in the oil sector. So, and more Nigerian oil companies are really coming in, like Oando, Seplat. They're really driving their output level. Like when I look at the returns of Oando the last time, when the 2024 figures, they had a revenue of over 4 trillion naira. And they completed the year with 30,000 barrels per day. Each they are expecting to drive into like 60,000 barrels by the end of this year. So major players are coming in. Monetary policy steering, because like I said earlier, the CBN is expected to bring down their interest rates, because interest rate this area is not sustainable. But they want to tame inflation and attract foreign investments in the company, which they are gaining already. Because if you look at the capital importation and how the Nigerian stock market is really going up, you will see that it's really working. But on the other side, access to finance for businesses is also a major problem as well. So it's a double whammy. just like in the a very innovative policy that government brought in the refining sector, where it was set, the government decided to be selling fuel to Dangote refinery in naira. So they are trying to, they are doing, is a case of alternative forgo, because they are bringing in, they are foregoing dollars as foreign exchange earning in dollar in order to be, for them to control the price for the Nigerian for the Nigerian market. So that's why they're selling dollars, selling naira to Dangote. So it's really a very good policy that we are looking that it will also bring in, it will reduce inflation. So we are really bullish about expectation there too as well. Exchange rates is still in search of stability, because according to CBN Governor Yemi Cardozo, that is still naira is still undervalued. So there's possibilities that we'll still see some level of naira coming down, because that's what it means, that at least by the time it's begin to, because at least in December they introduced EMAEF, which is a very good innovation, where the rate of the naira, of the dollar and naira against dollar is seen by almost everyone. So it is easy. So there's no, it has really reduced arbitrage in the foreign exchange sector, and we are really seeing the results. So let's really make progress. Yeah, let me move forward. So this is the Nigeria, the budget, like I said earlier, the budget of 2025, and these are its priorities. Let me quickly run through them. Defense and security take the largest share. It is 4.9 trillion. Though it's the budget at defense and security took compared to 2024, the defense to gain the figure that was apportioned to defense reduced year on year against the bond. Defense and security took the largest share, because for an economy to drive, for an economic growth, we still need security to be at top notch, and we can see that especially in the north, in the northwest, where the Boko Haram, Lakarawa, they have really been decimated. Even Atlanta, I don't know how true it is, their leader, Tukur Bello, has been arrested, according to the military. And we are really seeing results. The agriculture sector is also, with the renewed hope in security, I think farmers should be able to return to the farm now, and we are expecting an increase in agricultural output due to improved security in the northwest. Also, infrastructure is still taking, year on year, portion of infrastructure has increased compared to 2024. So infrastructure is also taking over 4 trillion, education 3.5, and health 2.4. Education figures is coming down compared to health, but for infrastructure, because I think the government wants to drive infrastructure, because we are looking at real estate. We'll still discuss that too, as in the course of this webinar. So the budget will be funded primarily by revenue, and there will be a deficit of 13 trillion naira, which is 26% of the budget. Also, the benchmark, it is expected that crude oil prices will go up, crude oil production will go up by 2 million barrels per day, which is a target mark that we've been saying things, but it's still too ambitious by us. We are thinking that at least we'll be able to move beyond the OPEC target of 1.5 to 1.7 million barrels per day. I think I have a player in the oil sector on this webinar right now. If he can still up, maybe during the contribution time, if that ambition, so if it is possible for us to meet up with 2.5 billion barrels per day, he will tell us. Also, crude oil price target is on $25 per day, which is still normal. If you look at it, the price has been galloping from 78, 75, mostly because of the crisis in the Middle East, which is still a major problem in the Russia-Ukraine war. And also, it's expected to go down, because if you look at President Trump in his 2025, when he on his inauguration day, he was saying, "Drill, baby, drill." That he will flood the market with crude oil. So which means that indefinitely we are expecting the crude oil price to go down, and it will be affecting our revenue as a country. But that was still another thing that we'll still discuss. Average exchange rate is expected to be 1,005, but we as a consultant, we believe that Nigeria should be able to strengthen against the dollar to 1,003, 1,004. But last year, I recall when some of my clients were asking me that what should they place their budget on this year, I advised them to do like they should just do like $2,000 per 2,000 naira per 2,000 naira to $1. It is still just to be on the safer side. But at least we believe we should be able to do 1,003, 1,002 from what we are seeing so far. From what we are seeing so far, we are bullish that Naira will really strengthen against the dollar. Also, inflation rate 15%, all the way from 3.4.4. The government. We said the government will be joking because you can't say from the current rate of 3.4, even if they rebase the inflation rate, it can't go down to 15%. That's true because we have different factors. We have imported imported inflation. At least inflation that is coming from exchange importation of goods. We are an import-dependent country. Even though we have a positive deficit, a positive trade balance, but we are still import-dependent. So GDP growth rate of 4.6, it is still so ambitious by us. We are thinking that we may do 3.7. Please. So let's move to impact of this economic environment on businesses. It affected customer spending. Inflation will surely erode customers' earnings, and it will have, you know that if it affects, that's what we call disposable income and discretionary income. That has even disappeared because now it's what you have, you can't even spend it anyhow. So people are always careful how they spend their money. So it's affecting customer spending. It is affecting the cost of business profit. It's increased the cost of imported raw material, like I said earlier, as a result of liberation in the foreign exchange markets. Operational challenges, unreliable power supply. Last year, there was different grades of for power sector that was introduced. Grade A, what do we call it? Grade A, grade B, and band A, band B, band C. But everybody has been indiscriminately moved to band A now. There's nothing we can do about it. It is the increase in power supply, increase in power energy costs has really put a pressure on the cost profit of businesses, and also high transportation costs as a result of reduction of subsidy. And mind you, energy costs is expected to increase this year. Please prepare for that because the energy sector, for us to have an investment, the right investment in the energy sector, we need to have a market reflective energy price. Each will make the energy energy cost to increase. In fact, recently there was this rumor that was circulating that they want to increase energy cost by under 65%. If they increase it, it is good, but people will surely work against it. But there's nothing we can do. For us to bring in more investment into this sector, we need a market reflective price that will attract investors, and this will help improve power supply. Some people, I may be wrong, I may be right, but that's our own position. Reduce profit margin, like I said earlier, due to the challenges above. Limited access to finance. The increase in interest rates, we also discourage access to finance because of the strenuous interest rates that banks will give. And this also, there's a stringent loan requirement because of the level of defaults in the non-performing loan in the market. It is making banks are tightening their access to their loan, the way they give out loan. So those are the issues that are affecting businesses. So please, and everybody hear me before we go wide. I want to know.
Yes, boss. Can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good. Thanks. So these are the 2025 outlook. Like I said earlier, we expect our GDP growth to be at 3.5%. This is as a result of the uptick. We are expecting that by the time we increase our oil output, it will bring in more revenue for the government. Also, we're expecting that the inflation will go down. We must die from 3.5%. But our GDP growth is also hanged on the fact that there will be increase in business activities as well. Because by the time business there's more the policy of government begins to materialize, there will be an increase in business activities. Therefore, business owners should currently be expecting more competitors to come into the market now. Like we said in our last webinar, in which we discussed value creation, for business, for customer retention. This is kind of things we are talking about. So you should expect an increase in business, increase in competition. So also inflation is expected to nosedive due to increase in we expected that major drivers improve in security from the north that will bring in more agricultural output. This will drive down prices of products, because in our inflation basket, food took the highest share, which is 50%. So if we are able to work on improvement output in food, it will drive down inflation. Transport costs with the Dangote's refinery and NNPC refinery for Warri and Port Harcourt that are working now, we should be able to have increase input, and there's no importation, so the price should be able to come down. So if also our oil production is supposed to average, that's our own outlook, 1.7 million barrels per day, like I said earlier. Exchange rates, we're expecting to average by 1.3. If exchange rate can go down, because one of the major drivers of our inflation is imported inflation, as input costs from imported raw materials. That's one of the major drivers, and that's one of the reasons, right? Manufacturers have been struggling, and they have a lot of what they have in their inventory now that are yet to be sold. According to the DG of Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, during their last report, he said it's close to 3 to 4 trillion naira that they have in their inventory. So they are really struggling. So manufacturing sector is ready to be powered by refining products, because by the time the refined products are really coming out in large drones, prices surely come down. So it will help the manufacturing sector. Agriculture sectors is still remains susceptible by our own outlook because of the challenges in it, and there will be more challenges in 2025 because of there may be a renewed security issues in the north. We are projecting it, so it will help our agriculture sector. We may see some improvement. Also, the tax reform bill that is being proposed, we are expecting that at least by the time there is a reduction in the VAT, the PE, it will encourage more. There's less PE to pay. It will drive more productivity in the service industry, and also in employee, in terms of it mobility more. So it will drive more innovation and more productivity. So also in the VAT side also, as it is tried being proposed to be reformed, the VAT reform that is being proposed, it will increase more VAT that will go into the hands of the government, and maybe we will see an uptick in there in terms of even infrastructural development. So these are the risks in 2025 that we are projecting. For domestic risks, we are thinking of there may be renewed insecurity, because in the north currently we're still having a high level of poverty that is still driving insecurity. So there is still be more, because recently there was this last week we had that they want to create 31 more states, and out of it 15 will be from the north. And our own sentiment as consultants is that this is not the time for that, because currently the states that are really on ground now, they are really struggling, and they are not even using their resources well. For example, Kano State last week said they want to use 2.5 billion to do massive. They've really done it for mass wedding, while some states are using 3.5 billion to invest in their power sector. So you can see a mismatch of ideology, because 2.5 billion to do what? To do massive wedding. What input does that bring to the economy? So when people begin to say, economy is growing, when the economy recovers, the figures have been released, and people are saying we do not see it on the streets, you can't see it, because that's what we call GDP per capita. So if the number of people that are not driving, if the number of people that are driving the economic growth is less than the population, surely it won't be felt on the streets. Because if all these wrong decisions are all constantly being made, so that's why the GDP growth is not really being felt. So inflation there is still some level of risk of inflation, because global, like I said, important risk. We'll still discuss that when we talk of the global risk. So Nigeria inflation may be going down, but imported one may, because once you integrate yourself into the global economy, there's nothing you can do about it. So also, there may be any insecurity also, or maybe low policies may work against the government, may work against the oil sector, and there may be a nosedive in the oil production that may affect government revenue. Also, exchange rate fluctuation, there may be factors that may bring about a fluctuation in the exchange rate. So we are still seeing that as a huge risk. Also, there's also called global risk. And the number one on the global risk is the Trump effect. Now, currently, is really fighting is already having a trade war with his neighbors, Mexico and Canada, and this will surely increase global trade and affect if it affects global trade, it affects the exchange of products too. But though it is an opportunity for Nigeria, because all those countries that Trump is slamming high interest, high rates, high tariff on them, we can do business with them and bring in more products from there. That may drive down our own products, our own inflation. But Trump effect is really in the pipeline, because like I said earlier, on his inauguration he said, "Drill, baby, drill." So he said he will flood the oil market with products from the US, and this will surely drive down global oil price. So it's even a problem for our own budget, because we won't be able to meet up with our revenue targets. But there's nothing we can do about it. It's a global risk. Geopolitical conflict, Russia war is still being fought. If not for recently that we are hearing that Israel and Hamas they are having a ceasefire and the exchange of prisoners. So this may drive down oil oil price too. Because at least if Russia during Davos, President Trump said he wants a lower oil price to go down. That's what is really fueling, because oil price is high, that's why Russia and Ukraine war is still on. That if they can drive it down, he was accusing Saudi Arabia that if they can drive it down, surely Russia will go down. Russia war will end. But we are still looking into that, and oil price is expected to go down by the time when there's the escalation of global conflict. There are also technological disruption. We will recall what happened last year when there was just I think there was submarine cable that was disconnected somehow, and it affected the global business. Even it affected our own network here in Nigeria and other things. So all those things, technological disruption, we still have issues about fights between if there must be some level of global conflicts, global geopolitical conflicts affecting technology too. So we should be expecting there will be a technological disruptions as well. So in our own operations, we should be able to expect that. It's a massive risk. AI and innovation, if you do not innovate, you will die. That's one thing about the principle in the business world. So we have to constantly be innovating, and we should also be thinking about looking towards AI. See how we can use it to improve our business processes. So those are the things that we need to strictly look into moving forward, so that will not take much of our time. These are the opportunities in the Nigeria markets. The Nigeria capital market is a massive opportunity for whoever wants to invest. Currently, last year, the NGX return on investment was close to 40%. That was 39.8. And hardly will you see an exchange market in the world that returns such a huge amount to investors. So we are projecting, and most of the companies that even drove investors' return were not even they are not even the usual big companies that you see around. Imagine Julie Limited return over 1,000% to investors. You can imagine Suni, Oando, like I mentioned earlier, and also some other companies like that. Even banking sector is a very opportunity that we can think of this year, because we are expecting the capitalization that is being expected in the market that CBN gave to them target. The banking sector is expected, because they are even no matter how the state of the economy, they keep growing. You see them returning profit, while the manufacturing sector is returning loss. The banking sector is returning profit. So that's a very huge point to look into. And also the oil sector in the capital market, we need to Seplat, Adela, Oando. Those are the shares that you must not take your eyes off. this year in the Nigeria or some other FCMGs too. At least Cadbury is back now. They made profit the last time, despite the fact that Diageo has divested. States is really gaining momentum and traction. If you do not know, go and know today. Currently the GDP figures is being rebased because they see that there's an uptick in real estate markets. So they are saying that they want to increase the level of the number, the portion that was open recently. We have other ones like that. You need to look into real estate this year for us to have a huge level of investment, return on investment. Cryptocurrency is doing very well. At least you know the current US president is a crypto-friendly person. Last year, I think Dogecoin returned over 200% return to his cost for his investors. Bitcoin is doing very well. We are even currently at the Bitcoin is doing between $100,000 to $105,000 right now, and we're expecting that by the close of this year, it's supposed to do close to $300,000. We are projecting it, and it is very possible. But you need to be pleased. If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, you have to be ambitious. But please be careful. Don't be too glutton. Don't be a glutton. Investing in global there is high risk in the crypto sector. Also, exchange rates. Our exchange rates is still in search of stability, so we are still looking at the exchange, the number of arbitrage that you can do. For some people that hold dollars in their accounts, that it will go up. You need to be very careful this time around, because they are really targeting it. And the comment may come up with this CBN governor. What I say about him, he may tomorrow say they should just all the money that you have in your account, they should convert to naira, and anything can happen. We are not really preempting, but anything can happen. Also, technological innovation and AI, you should invest in AI in this time. So we should see how we can look into more market. There are a lot of things that you need to do in this. There are a lot of big things that you need to do that you can do in this market. In the Nigerian market, there are a lot of things that you can do. You can look into. The agriculture sector is there that you can also invest to, because no matter how the ground will bring in is good. No matter how the ground will bring in goodies for us. It has a lot of good, so you can invest in the agriculture sector. So let's quickly move forward because of our time. So how businesses can overcome expected threats in the economy. You need to source. One of the ways you can do is to source your product locally, because you need to enhance your procurement procedure, because there is expected, like I said, imported inflation. So you need to look for how you can source your product locally. You can even do there's what called backward integration. If your suppliers, what they do for you, you can get what you can bring in. We can do what they do. You can invest backwardly and take advantage of what they do, so that they will not just be ripping you off. So you need to see how you can source your product locally. You need to also drive cost optimization and operational efficiency, because there's a difference between cost cutting and cost reduction. Cost reduction is a strategy that will not really hurt your business, but cost cutting may hurt your business. But you need to, because one of the ways you can do cost reduction is, okay, what you do, if you buy 5 products one by one, you can buy it 5 at once and enjoy a discount. So those are those ways that you need to do. You need to do cost optimization. And you need to make sure your operation is efficient. And also, operational efficiencies also involve getting the right people in your talent acquisition. Because if you need to and drive out those who are not adding value to your balance sheet as a business. So those are the things that you need to do this year. Your operational efficiency is very much important to be able to drive your business growth. Because the economy, though we are bullish that economic, there will be an economic growth. On the other side, on the flip side of it, you can never tell the waters, how the business waters goes. So you need to be ready for any headwinds this year. Also, you need to drive your digital transformation and innovation in order to help your business processes. You can look into that too, because this will even help you to drive down your cost of doing business. So all these things you need to think about it deeply and incorporate it to your business strategy going forward. Also, you need to look into how you can develop your skills, both as the business leader and also your member of staff too. You must ensure that you drive their skill. There has to be a continuous improvement, continuous educational improvement in them, so that they will add greater value to your businesses. So it is very much important to do that. It is a massive investment, that it is an investment that will worthwhile. And that's what we do too. We do capacity building, just like what we are doing now. Though this may be a free one, but there are some ones that we do for invest that you need to pay for. We do some masterclass training too that you can call us for. Also, you must focus on your customer. Like I said the last time we did this webinar, it was on value creation. It is also focusing on your customer, because one of the ways you can drive customer confidence is that making sure you add value to your customers. To add value to your product, add value to your process, add value to everything. Part of branding value is skills development. In order to build your customers' confidence and also help your customers to grow, you need your customer profile to grow. So those are the things that you need to do. It should be a major focus for yourself this year, your business this year. Customer focus is very much important. Also, you need to do diversification. Why do you need to do diversification? Like they say in business, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's one of the principles of one of the biggest investors in the world, Warren Buffett, that you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. Even as an investor, you have different portfolio, you have different baskets in your portfolio. So you need to look for ways to diversify your business, though you need to be cautious about it. You can't just venture into a business you don't know much about, but you need to calculate your risk as well. You can't venture into business you do not know much about, or else you will return. Even in diversification into taking over, in diversification strategy, you have products, you have market development and product development. Even before you can go into a new market, you need to understand the market very well. See what the current actors in the market do. Even if it's possible, you can go into merger with an already player in the market that may be struggling. You have to test the market rather than just going into a market that you don't know much about. So diversification is very good, but you need to also be very careful about it, so that you won't just wait the add-in fund, your cash flow, because if you want to diversify you need to use your business cash flow. And I've always told my customers, my clients, do not use your personal money for your business. Let your business breathe. Have the capital. You know the capital you need to do your business with. Let your business breathe. It is not by force that you must make profit in your first year in the business or second year in business. There also in a business life cycle, there is a time of learning time in which the business will have to drive itself. But you just need to leave the business, let it breathe. So that you will not just damage the cash flow of your business and waste it off. So finally, we move to the conclusion, because this is a free webinar, and we have, like I said earlier, we have a masterclass in which you can, because we want to make this as less technical as possible. That's why we put it this way, so that everybody that participates will be able to understand what the outlook of the business is, of the economy is, and what they need to do to navigate through the difficult waters of business. So, what are the key takeaways? Stability efforts, the policy reform, and the global economic trend will shake the Nigerian economic outlook. Like we said earlier, though the exchange rate is still stable, and it's expected that it will continue to be, the stability will still continue, but we also have to be cautious about our expectation. Possibly, policy response is still okay. You still bring it, but it is still very difficult in the near term, because It's the economy is the economic situation of the citizenry is not really working. It's not really what they expect. It has been very tough, but the Nigerians have been very resilient. At least you're talking of recently they proposed 70,000 minimum wage. The government has really, I think they've done it. I think we've had some people that say they've received the 70,000 naira per month as a minimum wage. But what about there has to be a matching productivity from the workers, and that is what there has been a major issue with the civil servants. So that's why the economy is not the the government policy is not really working the way it's supposed to be. But we're expecting an uptick, more especially in the exchange rates. The exchange rate is expected to stable, but there will be some level of fluctuation. But businesses must be expecting all these things. And also, like I said earlier, global uncertainty is a major issue that needs to be managed strategically from the business as a business owner. Because that's why you need to be informed and be in the know for global issue that we're able to take informed decision. Like we say, anybody that has all this information ahead, that's one of the reasons we are organizing all this webinar. If you have information, you'll be able to make informed decision ahead of your competitor, so that your business will just go down. So I think all these things that we need to look into, opportunities in sectors like technology, energy, agriculture, manufacturing is an opportunity that you can use for your business expansion. We talked about diversification earlier, but it has to be with understanding of what the market you are going to in terms of investment and every other thing. So you need to also consistently be informed, adapt to changes, leverage emerging opportunities, always follow up with policies. You need information. Information is out there. You need to listen to information. You need all these things for your business decision. And you need to position yourself for sustainable success in the Nigerian economy. So it is very much important, and I think this is our little submission. We hope you have been able to inform you and able to boost your understanding and knowledge about the Nigerian economy and the outlook and what we are expecting. So we really appreciate you and we thank you for your time. Thank you very much. And we are moving to the question and answers section now. So if you have any question, please, can you please come up with your question? Thank you very much for having you around. Please, anybody with a question, please, we would like to. Anybody with a question, please? Okay, Mr. Peter, please, can you please ask a question, please, before Mr. Edmonds.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir, for this insightful presentation and
Thank you.
Look into 2025. For me, this is actually a privilege. At least I got a lot of clarity and look at some of the areas that I should put my eyes on for opportunities as far as 2025 is concerned. You did a program like this similar in TNCOD a couple of years back, I think 2 years ago, when you also shared some outlook and then I think I was able to, at that meeting, I was able to point out some areas I need to go home and research. I did some research, put in some funds in some of the key sectors you mentioned, and some of the industry, I think I got about some investment. I got about 70% returns.
Wow!
Yeah. So this is, I was actually looking forward for this meeting. Thank you so much for another insight into 2025. So, but what I want to ask now is, what would be your advice on looking at investing, into dollar asset, or we should just look at more of investing into a Nigerian into Naira portfolio? That's just looking at the fact that some of these indices we've pointed at that there might be a drop in the exchange rate, and then Naira may gain more value.
Yeah, is that a question, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for your question, Mr. Peter. Yeah, I would say investing in the dollar assets will also be an advisable investment. But if you look at the global risk that is happening, look at let me give you an example, sir. Recently, you heard about DeepSeek, the new AI that came from China.
Yes.
Of course, look when this DeepSeek was introduced just 2 weeks ago. Look at how it drove down the S&P and the Dow Jones indexes in the US, and it affected all the US indexes and even European indexes just because of one AI. So those are those risks that are there. If it goes, it can go off. It can go off anytime. If you look at the global trend and Trump factor, like I said earlier, and the global trade issues that are coming between US and China, there's a geopolitical issues that really come out now very soon that we are really seriously expecting. So investing in the dollar can really be a very high risk because of the uncertainty that is surrounding this new government in the US because of its policies. It is a MAGA policy, make America great. So is a populist, what do we call this thing? Populist kind of leaning that it's all about America. So anything that is not working for America must not work for the world. So if you want to invest in US stock, I think we still it's not something that I want to really talk here. It's a masterclass kind of thing that we need to discuss as well. But I will still advise you to be cautious about it because of the uncertainty that's really coming out that we're expecting in the global market. It can nosedive anytime. And the level of technological innovation that is coming up now, you need to also be looking towards, even if you want to invest, look towards, it's highly risky to invest in tech stock. Because this DeepSeek issue should even teach us a lot of lessons. It should even teach us a lot of lessons. Though it was a lesson, even the president of the United States said it shows that American company needs to be more innovative. Technically, despite the fact that they are the best in the world. Despite the fact that the number of what's it called? Franchise and this thing, patent they get all around the world, they are still the best, but there's nothing. They are still the one that give. But look at the shock that came in. So if you want to invest in dollar, everybody's moving away. Even BRICS are thinking of moving away from the dollars now. It is a huge risk also for global trade. So everybody, you need to be cautious about. But it's not a bad idea. You can still go for a digital dollar denominated asset. It's still not bad, but you need to keep yourself involved and see how market is really moving. So that's just it. I think I'm able to. Am I able to answer your question, Mr. Peter? So, Mr.
Yes, yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Alaji Bidmos, please.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Beautiful. So we thank you for the presentation. It's very exciting, and you have actually touched all the sectors of the Nigerian economy. You also looked at the global outlook. We thank you for all this. My own contribution has to do with the fact that is the Nigerian finance managers, the people managing our finance,
yes, sir,
are they really looking at the issue of corporate governance? Because without corporate governance, policies cannot work, policies cannot be effective. And corporate governance to do with transparency. The budget that Nigeria presents every year, the federal government presents every year, is close to 40-50 trillion naira. So how do they want to fund this huge budget? What is our revenue? How do we cut leakages in the Nigerian system, Nigeria civil service system? How do we cut leakages? How do we stop corruption? So issue of corporate governance is a major issue, but But all you economists, you don't talk about it. So we have over-bloated economy, over-bloated expenditure, over-bloated budget every year. At the end of the day, there's no impact on the Nigerian society. There's no impact. They are increasing interest rates so that they can get capital inflow into the Nigerian economy, so that investors, foreign investors, can invest. You know, so what is the impact on prices of goods and commodities and services? Is inflation reducing? Today, inflation is 33%. Interest rate is 27.5%. Have we compared this with global interest rates and global inflation rates? Why is the inflation rate in UK and US? Why is it 2.5%? Why is Nigeria doing 33%, 27.5%? So we need to really be sincere with ourselves. Economists, they do a lot of analysis, but what of the issue of transparency? What of the impact of all these things on the common man, on the street? So I thank you very much. You have done a very good work, but impact is very important. Impact on the society. We can't just be throwing up figures, 50 trillion budget, 37% inflation rate, 27 interest rate, debt, $100 billion. Kiniko. What is the impact on the society? Saudi Arabia, they are doing $8 per barrel, cost of production, $8. Nigeria is doing $48 cost per barrel. Why are we doing that? What is our problem? Why is it $40 cost of corruption in Nigeria? Why is people not talking about that? In fact, that's what you should, the title of your presentation, transparency in governance in Nigeria. Starting from the oil sector. You can do an average. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they are all doing $8 per barrel. $8 cost of production. Cost of production is $8. You can go and Google it, go and check it. Aramco is doing $8. Why is Nigeria doing $48? What are you doing? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your contribution, sir. Yeah, like I do say in my past webinars, I said what we're experiencing today didn't just start today, and whatever situation we'll find ourselves today, as a result of a burden that has been placed, each burden that has been placed from one government to another in the past, and whatever situation you find yourself, maybe good or bad, as a result of past decisions we've been making, both as a people and as a government. Let me give an example, sir. We were young then when the problem we find ourselves now started during Babangida's time. Let me just use that as my own base case. When you devalue your currency, you devalue the Nigerian currency through the structural adjustment program. I think in 1984, 1986 or 1987. It was 86, thank you. Yeah. So once you devalue your currency, what you do is that what it automatically means is that your export will be cheaper than your import. I said in one of my last I think physical interaction that, take an example for Korea. South Korea's won. It's very if you completely pick your phone and check what is the rate of South Korea won to naira to dollars. It is very low, but they are comfortable with it. Because what? There is a massive outflow, a massive export of their product and service. But rather than we doing so here, where was China during this time? I'm talking about this 1986 you mentioned, sir. China was far behind economically. But when we devalue our currency, instead of us to take advantage of the Gulf War, the windfall from the Gulf War there, when I think Iran and Iraq were fighting. So the money that came in, rather than investing the money in large-scale industrial activity, we didn't do that. The money was embezzled. And so this problem started then. We had the opportunity to make it good during 1990. So the bodies began to come from now till then. But the countries we are talking about today, look at India. Yes. India's economic growth is in double digits. Because of what? Because they've gotten it right, and we are projecting that by 2030, India will take over, will be behind China, and US will be number 3rd in the global growth rating. It is something that will still happen. So let me now go back to the transparency of government. Government transparency has been a problem to the country, but we also have docile citizenry. They are always comfortable with whatever the government brings in for them. Most times, okay, I mentioned the North last time. When I was in the barber shop yesterday, someone was saying, they should create more states. When they create more states, there will be increments, things will get better. I said, no. I said, because the man knew I'm a probably commentator, and I will say something. So I said, it can't get better. Currently, we said we want to reduce the number of our House of Rep and senators. They are eating fast into the economy. Our federalism is even a major problem. Our governance structure, sir. So if we practice, remember when we practice parliamentary system of government, where there was limited, the prime minister is still the head of the country, not that a president, parliament, and also. So we have even the governance structure is very wrong. Though we are big, it is a very good one, but it's pretty corruption. So we must even start from our governance structure. So if we had more states, they also will have 3 senators, 5 or 6 House of Rep. It will increase our governance structure as well. So, but in the North too, I mentioned earlier, the North is really a place that we need to speak to those governors there to see how they can increase their productivity. That's why they didn't want to support the tax reform in the first place, because they feel that it will reduce the tax that will come into the return. That's why they are not bringing in much. So the governance structure is a major problem. So the transparency that you're talking about, sir, the what we're experiencing today is as a result of policy alignment, which is removal of fuel subsidy, which we all agree that it has to go because of corruption. Because as a result of the government did not do the right thing in the first place. But if the subsidy has to go for the good, it has to first of all reach its own. There will be some problems that will have to come in. And these people that are causing the corruption, this thing, they are not non-Nigerians, they are Nigerians. They are within ourselves here. And these are the people that this government that we're talking about came right from us. So we are here too. We cannot, unless we just want to deceive ourselves, if we get to that level, that we'll do the right thing. Because of the level of like, I don't use the word, lack of fear, lack of desire to wanting to country to grow. That is living in almost everybody in this country. So this issue are the big issue that are on ground now. That we need to also first of all. So the subsidy it is because of subsidy that needs to go. So now that subsidy has gone, the economy has to see how we can recalibrate and see how, because it won't come easy. But it's a very important thing that needs to be taken. We need to also, though we may say it is wrong for the foreign exchange market that was quickly liberated compared to this thing. It may be a big problem, but it is still a big. It is really affecting the household and businesses. But the government believes that's how they need to do. So if that's what they need to do, then let's see if it will. Let's see how it will go. But the major problem is that we, the citizens, we are too docile sometimes. Look at now, if any government policy comes in and they say NLC they want to go for this thing, to go to strike, there won't be any strike again. That is docility. So the pressure group and everything, they are no more in existence.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
The will of God. It is just the will of God. That's where it is. But now our economic managers, to a larger extent, sir, what has always been problem is there is a mismatch between the monetary and the fiscal authorities, which is the CBN and the government. CBN may be lower interest rate, but government, you will recall that last year there was a time that was saying that they were saying that whenever they release monthly IGR disbursement, that's when the dollar goes up. So of course, most of the governors, rather than using the money to invest it and build the infrastructure, they will take it to the dollar market and use it to buy dollar. So there is a problem between, but now I think there are beginning to be gradual handshake between the fiscal policy, fiscal actors and the monetary actors, CBN and the Ministry of Finance and Trade and all these things. So let's see how things are. It's a now maybe by this time next year, by the time we come back again, we will see how far it has brought us and see how we can our decision will have changed, our outlook position will have changed by then. I think Mr. Alhaji Bidros has another question. You can go ahead and ask your question, sir.
Yes, no, I've asked.
Okay.
The question.
I thought you were raising your hand again, sir. I thought you were raising your hand.
No.
So it is just a problem of the people, the decision. We too, as Nigerians, are we ready to someone that drops debt on the road and say we want Nigeria to be good. These politicians knows us that we are not even ready for the Nigeria to be good as within ourselves.
We are not ready.
They know how we do. They know that if we put 4 Nigerians together, if we want to give someone to, he will think of is this person a Christian or a Muslim? If you now see that he's a Christian, is he a Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo? All those dichotomy that are even living in our heart. So as a nation, we need to first of all build ourselves as a nation first. Historically, we learned that Mao Zedong, what's the name of this Chinese great man? He lifted close to over 20 million people out of poverty. They were able to do it because as a nation, but we are still a country. We are not a nation yet. We still have a lot of dichotomy within ourselves. Even if we go in our separate ways now, some people keep saying it separate ways. Not people, the Northerns, they will still want to break themselves away. We are still having fights between in Southeast, where someone someone from Enugu State, Ebonyi State, cannot become the vice chancellor in Enugu State. Someone from Imo cannot become the Archbishop of an Anglican cathedral in Anambra. We still have our own problem too in Southwest.
You have problem.
Ekiti people, they will always be happy. They will always be grateful to Sonny Abacha for creating a state for them because they've always wanted to free themselves from. They want to have their own independence from Yoruba land. You will recall the Kiriji war then, sir. Ekiti Parako war. So all these issues are still there. So we need to first of all see ourselves as a nation before us to be able to move forward. But for now, these politicians, these are economic managers, they will still be managing it within the context of the way we want them to manage it. Because if I go to like now, it was free. Tell us it was free, sir. We will still having issues where people will still not reduce the transport costs. And some of them, if you explain to them why they have not reduced, so they will tell you there's a lag. Because they also, spare part they use for their vehicle, it has not dropped in the market. So these are the structural issues that are really contributing to that unit cost that you talk about. Why is the unit cost for price for production? It's a result of these structural issues that are still there. There's still the lag time for things to work out. That's all the lag time. So if the policy comes up now, there's still a lag time because before it will really enter the market. So all these things are just issues that have been coming from back spiraling. But any wrong decision, it will set us back. So we're just taking one foot forward, 5 foot backward. That has been the problem all this while. So when a new government comes in, we can only be optimistic that let's see how it works out for the good of the country. Because the future generation, we must ensure that we fight for them. Everybody cannot travel out of this country. some people will still stay. So we must fight for this economic growth. So the economic managers, we still have to be on their neck consistently. And while we also, as businesses, do the right thing, develop our businesses, ensure we contribute to the GDP of this nation, do our customers right, build our product the way it's supposed to be built, take the right decisions, to be more strategic, and see how the business like whatever we do. So that's the solution for now, sir. Thank you very much. Any other questions from anybody, sir? Any other question? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, sir, Mr. Alex. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
So, our question is a simple question.
Okay, sir.
You know, recently, say in January, that's just last month, Nigeria was admitted as a partner country to BRICS.
Yeah, you're right, sir. Yeah, you're right, sir.
My question is, what do you think? I mean, how might this partnership, influence our currency, and also for those of us who have dollar investments, how do you think this partnership will affect this investment? That's just my little question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Alex, for your question. Yeah, rightly, just like you said, Nigeria was admitted as a partner country in BRICS, and in terms of one of the major benefits for our country is in terms of trade and exchange of ideas and knowledge and all those things. And even if our businesses need to do, so have our businesses that want to do business expansion into these BRICS countries, it will help them to grow. It will help their settlement and every other things. But majorly in terms of trade. Recently, it was said there was a threat from the BRICS country that they want to move away from dollars and create their own currency, which the US President Donald Trump has said if they should try it, he will impose more tariff on them. That's why he's even tackling this, South Africa recently. Him and Elon Musk. So, but in terms of one of the major things that it will help is it will help our trade, because it's like you are trading with we are trading with a partner nation. So in terms of all these bottlenecks that may be in trading with other countries, it will be removed. But if you are trading with, so it will help our own exports as a country. As mostly it will be good for our local businesses that are exporting to these BRICS countries. Recently it was increased from, though it is being called BRICS, but we have countries like Saudi Arabia, country like I think Ethiopia and other countries like that have joined them. Even India, I know India has already been there. And we have other countries that have joined them, so they have not changed the name. So in terms of trade, it will help our local businesses that are trading with BRICS countries to be able to do all these bottlenecks and every other thing. In terms of migration, immigration, and every other thing, it will help. So, like I said, immigration too, traveling to this country, it will help reduce the usual bottlenecks as well. So those are the things in terms of movement and every other thing, it will help. But for dollar-denominated assets, I don't know, maybe you heard me when I was discussing when I was talking about global risk also, that I mentioned BRICS. That BRICS will be a threat to. It's one of the threats to the dollars. Just like Russia is trying to move away from the dollar and every other thing, because he's a major person inside the BRICS. So if you have a dollar-denominated asset, it is very much important you trade cautiously. And that's why you need to keep yourself being informed with global happenings consistently and how it can affect your majorly, I don't know, the portfolio you are holding as in your dollar-denominated assets. So how it will affect your portfolio? And you need to get a financial advisor, consultant like us, for you to be able to navigate through this thing and to be able to take informed decision. You understand? You need to get a consultant like us, because we are well grounded in financial issues, both global and local. You understand? But dollar denominated, I will tell you, you need to tread cautiously because there is huge risk that is coming. There's huge uncertainty in the global economy now, especially with the Trump effect. And this fight is fighting up and down, trying to with this MAGA policy that is bringing in. His fight with Russia is coming. He's already there. His fight with he will be fighting with China. I think his only ally is just Israel and India. I think India Prime Minister is going to the US this week. Israel was there last week. So I think those are this. Japan has gone there recently. So I don't think you have a problem with Japan. But major global players, the way global, because we are thinking that there will be a reduction, there will be in terms of global GDP, the IMF is projecting, I think, 3.2 growth in the global GDP. We don't know, by the time things move around, they may increase it depending on the outlook, but they are projecting 3 point something. But we are thinking that the global interest rate will come down. That's what is being worked on, so that there will be more access to funding by sovereigns. But and if that happens, it will really affect your dollar denominated assets, because there will be a massive withdrawal from dollar bonds and every other thing. And because investors will look away to more stable assets like gold, gold and every other thing, and all these stable assets. They will begin to look elsewhere. So that's why I said I don't know what your portfolio is as a dollar denominated dollar asset. I don't know what your portfolio, but you need to also always keep yourself on top of your game. So that's what I will just say, sir. Mr. Alex, thank you very much for your question.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. Any other question? Any question, contribution, or anything?
Please, can you help us share this presentation?
Of course, I will send it to you, sir. We'll share it. We have a webinar community that will add you to. We'll share it on the webinar too. So we'll add it to. So by the time we'll be able to get information. We'll be sending information on it. We'll dissect economic issues. We'll dissect the economic landscape globally and domestically. That's what we'll send to the group. So you'll be able to keep up to date with global issues, and we'll send it to the group too. And
also, the webinar, is it monthly or quarterly?
It's monthly, sir. By
monthly.
March, but the one we'll be doing in March will be for female folks. It's mainly for female folks.
Okay,
I think they need it to develop themselves. We need to help them.
It's gender sensitive. Okay.
Yeah, that's gender. So it won't be as if we're just. We need to. I think we need to see how we can move toward their side.
Okay.
If unless anything changes, that's what we're looking towards for March, because we did the last time we did it. We think we did this last in November, and we are looking towards to this. So we have to be more consistent now. We will be more consistent now in whatever we do.
Okay.
So that's our projection now. So we'll send the presentation to the group. So we add it to your group to start, so that you will see the webinar. So the webinar is monthly. Consistently, we'll be doing it monthly.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, like you can see, we have a WhatsApp group, we have our YouTube group, YouTube channel too, Billionaires Sustain Consulting. So you can follow us, subscribe to us on WhatsApp. Our IG is the Billionaires Consulting. If you have any query or any question, you can private chat us, send us mail. So all these things, that's our number too, is on the listing. On the presentation. So by the time we send you will see it. So please don't hold anything back. We are always there for you. Whenever you're ready for us, we are always there for you to add value to you. So that's it, sir. So is there any other question before we close?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
In the absence of any question, we would like to once again thank everyone for taking your time to join this webinar. Should we change our mind on the next group, on the next webinar for opinion, we will still, you will hear from us very soon. We'll send you this thing.
Okay.
So also you may not necessarily join the group, the webinar. You have wives, you have sisters, you have customers, you have female folks that you may want to join the webinar. It's a free webinar as well. You can invite them, but we'll send the link to you for you to invite them, because it will be a massive one for them. Women are really we are really behind in terms of finance. It seems they've already put the burden on men. They feel it's men that can do, they know about finance. So women need it for them to be able to grow their business, grow their personal finance life. That's why we're doing all these things in the meantime. So we hope that we will send the group a link to you so that you will help us to invite your female folks as well. So in the absence of any question, Mr. Bidmos, are you raising your hand again?
No, I'm not raising my hand though. I'm okay.
Hello, sir.
I'm okay, sir.
We can't hear you if you are saying anything.
I'm okay.
Sir.
I'm okay. I'm okay. No problem. No question.
We can't hear you, sir. If you can hear us.
He said it's okay. There is no further question.
Yeah, Mr. Alex, are you raising your hand?
No, I'm responding for Bidmos. He said it's okay. He does not have any further question.
Hello?
I think it's your network then.
Mr. Alex, we can't hear you. Okay. In the absence of anything, I think we can't hear anybody now. So I think we can wrap this off. We thank you very much once again for your time on this call. We really do appreciate you. We're looking forward to having you very soon. And we really, really appreciate you for time. We would like to get your reply, your response to this. We'll send a link to you for you to be able to give us we will appreciate your review of this webinar. Can give us a review on the webinar group. So really do appreciate you. Thank you for your time. God bless you. We're looking forward to having you next time. And we are eternally grateful for you. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.